that's out from its service and MOT, I'm telling you. What's going on, people? Welcome to the United Stand. Road trip on the way up to the Arsenal game, and the early team news, Manchester Evening News reporting, and a few other United outlets, a few rumours that Wan-Bissaka has not travelled with the squad. He hasn't been seen getting off the coach at the Lowry. However, Rashford and Pogba have. Now, there's a couple of ways of looking at this. One is that we're absolutely fucked without Wan-Bissaka, to be honest. Excuse my language so early in the day, but yeah, that's a big miss, because then you're looking at it, I don't think the lot's going to be fit, so that means that Ashley Young's going to have to play right back and Broho's going to have to play left back, which, look, it doesn't fill you with confidence. You can call me negative, you can call me pessimist, you can call me stupid, deluded, I don't care. If it's Rojo and Ashley Young as fullbacks, it's weaker than if Wan-Bissaka was there. We can all agree on that. Rojo masterclass incoming. It's going to be Rojo against Nicolas Pepe. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe Rojo's going to try and bully man, but let's not get twisted. That's probably not going to happen. So that's the first thing. Pogba being available is obviously a plus if he's 100% fit. If he's 100% fit, he could be in the squad because his ankle's like reduced in swelling, but he's fit enough to be on the bench. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but it's obviously a good thing that he's there. And the Rashford thing. Rashford has been seen at, going into the Lowry as well. Now, look, that tells me that he's fit enough to play some part because he's in the squad. However, if Ollie starts him instead of Greenwood and it's kind of like he's rushed him back, I will be pissed off. I will be majorly pissed off. It's either he and Greenwood start, or Rashford has to start on the bench, man. You know, we've seen Rashford get burnt out before. Forget Rashford's form. Forget Marcus Rashford's form. We've seen him get burnt out before. We've done it all the last season, and he ended the season horribly. And in my opinion, he's continued that form into this season. We've seen it happen. So for me, if he's in the squad and he's playing, it better not be at the expense of Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood has proved in the last couple of games he's started, he's taken his chance. He's been our only goal scorer in those two games and spared our blushes. Let's not get that twisted. He deserves a start. Yeah, so really for me, Ollie still has an easy decision to make. Mason Greenwood must start the game. If he wants to risk Rashford, which I don't think he should, I think he should either be on the bench or just not be in the squad, then that's up to Ollie, but it can't be at the expense of Mason Greenwood. And you got to look at the Bissaka thing. Look, we don't know the reason why he's not there, so I don't want to go in too much. But if it's a muscular thing or a fatigue or something, you know, he's played 90 minutes against Rochdale, when really he shouldn't have had to do that. You know, I didn't see the reason why he had to do that. So it's another player that he would have put loads of minutes under their belt, and you know, you could argue that the injury's coming from fatigue. Rashford, he started against who did he start against? He started against Astana as well, and then you know, played 90 against them. I think he did. Played 90. I think, yeah, I'm sure he did. And then he got injured against West Ham. So look, at the end of the day, it's peak times. We know our squad's thin, so we need to be utilising the squad the best as possible. And if Bissaka's injury is linked to fatigue or it's muscular or something, then I will be extremely pissed off, man, because he just didn't have to play that game against Rochdale, to be honest, especially 90 minutes, which, you know, if you start at right back, the chances are you're going to play the whole game. So I'm pissed off about that, but I'm not going to pass too much judgment because he could be out for family issues, he could be ill, he could have just picked up a bad tackle in training or whatever. But if it's to do with fatigue or muscular, I would raise serious eyebrows as to why he played against Rochdale. For me, it does change the complexity of the game though, going into this Arsenal game. I mean, you're looking at how Arsenal could set up. Pepe's probably going to be on their right hand side, and it's all about how Ollie sets us up, depending on who we've got available. For me, Lingard has to play on the right. I know he's been poor recently, but he might turn up and be a professional footballer again against Arsenal. He might fancy turning up. You never know. But for the legs, though, you know, I would have said Wan-Bissaka would have had to do double, but now it's probably going to be Ashley Young at right back. And you might have that new kid Saka there, and if they start Tierney, which I think they probably will, especially speaking to a lot of the Arsenal guys, they think Tierney will start. that will be a problem for us down our right hand side. Tini will bomb on, he will get forward at every opportunity, he will look to get past his opposite number, or the winger that is defending him. And we need legs out there. So for me, I think we're going to have Lingard on that right hand side. I don't want to see, depending on what he does up front, I don't want to see him as a false nine or playing as a CAM in this game, because I feel we're going to need the legs. We really need the legs. That was DT just texting me there. He's probably heard the news that Wan-Bissaka's not there and trying to troll. I'll see what he wants later. But it is worrying. It is worrying. And look, this game, let's not get it twisted. Any three of the scenarios can happen. We could easily lose. We could easily draw. We could inconceivably win. You know. And that is the thing for me. I think a draw is not really any good to us. It doesn't give us any confidence. It doesn't build any momentum. The only thing that does do that is a win. DT won't leave me alone. And if we lose, it's going to be catastrophic. I think the pressure, oh my God, the pressure and the fan base, it will be very toxic if we lose this game, man. The pressure really is on these players. The pressure really is on Ollie. Saying that, you can't put too much respect on Arsenal's name in terms of they've still got a bad away record. They're still not quite right, and for the attacking players that they do have, don't get me wrong, because they are better in attack than us. Their fans will be the first to tell you they've scraped through games. They're only 3 points better off than us at this stage of the season, albeit it's early. And they can still do an Arsenal. They haven't beat us there for like 13 years. Let's
30 years
as well. So, you know, the last time they won at Old Trafford, they can barely remember as well. So they don't travel well to us. And there's been many a times where we've played poorly or been in bad moments under LVG, under Jose, when we look like sitting ducks. We look like we was just there on toast to be had, and somehow we just don't lose the game, which I think is similar to today. I still think it'll be a draw. We're not creating chances. We're not scoring enough goals. But it wouldn't be uncharacteristic of United to get up for this game. You know, a Monday night game under the lights against Arsenal. You don't need much more. And you saw what me and Robbie did. If you haven't, check it out on Sky Sports News as well, and on Sky Sports on their YouTube channel. But, you know, we're just talking about that they should play the footage. We were looking back at some of the epic games that we've had and the mad games that we've had against Arsenal. They should play that footage back to these guys on both teams, especially ours in particular, to show them what it was like, man. Passion, the fight, because we're not in a good moment. We're not playing free-flowing, attacking, beautiful football. But if we are going to win this game, it's going to come from guts. It's going to come from determination. It's going to come from courage and standing up and making Old Trafford rock. I think the first half an hour is important. I think this game's going to come in moments, man. I think there's going to be periods where we're on top. There's going to be periods where Arsenal are on top. And we need to take our chances. It does worry me with the back four. It's going to be a makeshift back four, but these guys got to stand up and be counted. Ollie might have to take some criticism if Wan-Bissaka is injured because of, you know, fatigue and a muscle reaction. I don't know. But he's going to come under scrutiny, as he should over every game with the team he picks out. So he's got to get this team right. If there's no Pogba, for me, I probably would play Matic for a little bit of balance, but I'd put Fred in there. I'd put Fred, McTominay, and Matic for this game. I think if he goes with anything other than that, I think if he goes with McTominay, Pereira, and Fred, I think that's a bit too lightweight for this game. We are going to need a little bit of muscle in there. So on the balance of that, I think he has to play. But then if Pogba is fit, it'd probably be Matic, McTominay, and Pogba, which that's not too bad. I would like to see Fred play. I mean, I would probably go with. It's difficult because I do think we need a little bit of muscle, but I think Fred has proven on a number of occasions that we can just have. Like McTominay is a deep lie and make Pogba be the most advanced, and Fred can be a little bit of a box to box. So actually, yeah, to be fair, that's what I would want to see. I take it back. That's actually what I want to see. But I think Ollie will go with the Matic situation. I think you like that security. I think some of Matic's attributes, if he has a half decent game, can actually be useful for us. You know, yes, I criticise Matic when he plays poorly, and he has been playing poorly for a while. But I won't disregard him that he doesn't have some attributes in some games that can be useful for us. So I wouldn't be completely angry if Matic is starting in this game, especially if Pogba is playing. Miles, what are you saying, man? You know, early team news that, you know, obviously Bissaka's not there. Yeah. We know Shaw and Martial are not there, but Rashford potentially in and Pogba in, man. Has it changed your thinking of the game?
Yeah, like especially with Wan-Bissaka being out, potentially being out, that's a big miss if he is out. And that makes our defence a whole lot weak. And when you put it into perspective and you said it will be Young on one side and Rojo on the other, that's that's a scary prospect. Even though Ashley Young does step up for big games, we've seen Rojo shooting from 30 yards and dragging shots wide and all that kind of nonsense. And defensively, he's not the best either. So I don't know in terms of our defence, man. We're almost trying to make our defence as weak as Arsenal's is, like with that lineup. But yeah, like you're saying about Matic as well. Like our squad is so wafer thin that we're having to revert to for me, what I feel is subpar players that we have still in our squad. An aging Matic, an out of form Rashford. You know, with me personally, I was already super nervous about this game, and this potential lineup doesn't make it any better at all. It doesn't ease my fears. So I don't know, man. There's not much more I can say.
Yeah, it's gonna. Look, you've summed it up, man. I think a lot of you guys at home will be literally shishing yourself about this game, and I understand why. I think it's going to be a draw, though. I don't know, something. I got to call me stupid, call me deluded. I'm going for a 2-2 draw because I just feel like we'll get up for it against Arsenal. And it does depend on what team they play. Don't get it twisted. If Emery does pick what the Arsenal fans would perceive as their best team and the right team, we could be in some serious trouble here. We could be in some serious trouble. Aubameyang, we know all about him. It's one chance, one goal with him, or even half a chance, he can turn it into a good chance and score. But I feel that if we can control the game and stop the supply into him, I feel he doesn't impact the game as much. So that would be very interesting to see how we deal with the threat of him. Like I said earlier, Pepe is going to be coming up, I would probably assume, against Ashley Young if Wan-Bissaka is injured. And look, I just hope, I don't know, Ollie's been putting Mata in the 10. We saw him against, in the last few games he's played there, I don't think he's played particularly well. Pereira keeps starting out wide on the right, that hasn't gone particularly well. So Ollie's got to stop those decisions in this game. He's got to give us a fighting chance from the off, man. And for me, if Mata starts in that team, if Pereira starts on the right hand side, he will have to put in an uncharacteristic performance so far this season. I'm not writing him off completely to say if he starts on the right wing we're absolutely fucked, because he might pull out a worldie, but on the evidence I've seen he hasn't played too well there, and he only ends up going back to the central area anyway. So look, it isn't the best. It is kind of, there's two sides to it. You could look at it as Wan-Bissaka being out as a catastrophe, which obviously it's not great, but then Pogba and Rashford coming into it, if they are 100% fit. I know Rashford's form's been bad, but obviously we're a better team with those two in it. You could argue that maybe not with Rashford, but for me, like I said right at the beginning, Mason Greenwood has to start. I hope to God that Ollie does not be like, oh, at least I've got Rashford back so I don't have to make the decision of Greenwood. You know what I'm saying? If that happens, I will be royally pissed off. He deserves a chance. He's actually our most informed forward at the moment because Rashford's been misfiring in all these games he's been playing since Martial's been injured. Greenwood deserves his chance. We know Daniel James is going to play on the left. I can't see that changing. So if Rashford is back, I want to see a forward line of him, Mason Greenwood, and actually no, I wouldn't even start Rashford. Sorry, no. What am I talking about? No, I'd actually start Lingard on the right for that work rate, because against Arsenal, I think Rashford should have been on the bench even if he was fit. It was only because Martial's out where we would have had to play him. But I think Greenwood deserves his chance. I think Ollie's got a perfect opportunity here to say, this is why I back Mason Greenwood. I know he said it in press conferences. I know he said that the Lukaku situation is good for Greenwood. I know he said he's the most prolific goal scorer. But now what are you saying, Ollie? Over to you. At home against Arsenal, are you backing the kid? Are you backing the kid? The fans are backing him. They're not going to boo him if he has a bad game. They're not going to get on his back. Play him, man. Old Trafford will be rocking. And I don't think they'll question Ollie if he benches Rashford, because A, he's either coming back from an injury and he can only give 15-20 minutes, and puts Greenwood in there, will be a static, or if Rashford is 100% fit and he starts Greenwood over him. But for me, I think for this game, the energy we need going backwards, I think Jesse Lingard would probably be suited to that more so than Rashford. I want to see him on the right, I want to see Greenwood up front, I want to see Daniel James on the left. Gives us a fighting chance. Let us know what you guys are thinking. Josh, we all know who you support. I mean, what scoreline are you saying?
3-1.
3-1. 3-1 for Josh. He's very confident in his team to come to Old Trafford and finally win. Let's see who's laughing at the fan cams. And I tell you what, yeah, I'm not even doing the Kevin Keegan voice. I love it if we beat them. But I tell you what, if we do find a way to win this game, not only will it be scenes, But certain man better go in airplane mode. I'm telling you.
Bruv, I'm going to have to get on the aeroplane and fly away, fam.
Yeah, you're not coming back home with us but if we do lose, boy, I've just recently got a new phone on EE and it's been playing up a little bit. I'm not really sure how the 4G's working and the battery's a bit dodgy, so my phone might be in for repair, you know what I mean, if we lose. But listen, it's fun, it's Monday night football, it's under the lights, it's against Arsenal. These players got to stand up, be counted for, and just try and win this game. Yes, I think it's going to be a draw, but obviously I want us to win. Miles, what's the score going to be? Be honest.
I'm not one of these fans that will just be like, oh yeah, just for we're going to win even if we're going to lose. I have to be realistic, and I don't see us getting the victory in this one. I can't lie to you.
I agree with you.
I think we lose 2-1, to be honest.
Oh, you think we lose?
Yeah. And before I said 2-0, but I've revised it. I think it'll be 2-1. We'll get a goal.
Yeah, but you don't think we'll win?
Nah.
Okay, there you have it.
Sad to say.
There you have it. Mars is not on it. I'm still going to stick with a 2-2 or a draw of some sort, which is not on me. I really do hope I'm wrong on that. A draw, like I said earlier, it doesn't breed too much confidence. It doesn't make us able to build momentum unless we came from 3-0 down and got a draw out of it, which even then there'd be serious question marks as to why we were 3-0 down in the first place. So a draw, it doesn't really help us. I think the only way we get out of this with some positivity is obviously with the win. So my God, Man United, please just go and win this game somehow. David Luiz penalty plus an own goal, I don't know, just win, please. See you guys after the fan camps. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.